Manchester United quartet Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof involved in dressing room bust-up after Brighton defeat. Manchester United quartet Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, Lisandro Martinez and Victor Lindelof were involved in a dressing room bust-up following the 3-1 loss to Brighton and Hove Albion on Saturday, according to The Sun. The Red Devils skipper confronted the Scotland international, while the Argentine centre-back and his Swedish counterpart also lost it with each other. Manager Erik ten Hag immediately tried to restore order and will hope his men can respond with an improved performance when they take on Bayern Munich in their Champions League opener on Wednesday. While The Sun could not present any concrete evidence except to mention the two arguments, players disagreeing with themselves in the dressing room after a poor performance is not unusual in football. Martinez and Lindelof both put in a calamitous defensive display at the back, and it would have been surprising if they did not talk about it afterwards. Man United have lost 3 of their last 4 games, and the players and manager need to take a long, hard look at themselves. Their defeat to the Seagulls at Old Trafford was embarrassing, and it is safe to say that the team is no longer improving. The fans booed ten Hag for the first time at the Theatre of Dreams following the defeat, and the Dutchman has to find a solution as soon as possible if he wants to turn things around. Man United traveled to Turf Moor on Saturday to face struggling Burnley, but how they fare tomorrow could have a huge say on their European campaign this term. The players need to put up a united front right now, and it will be intriguing to see how they react against Bayern. Manchester United in picture to sign Royal Antwerp midfielder Arthur Vermeer. Ten Hag really likes him. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag is a firm admirer of Royal Antwerp midfielder Arthur Vermeer, who is also on the radar of Barcelona, according to Sport. The 18-year-old had his breakthrough campaign with Antwerp last season. He made 40 appearances for the Belgian champions, registering 2 goals and 2 assists. He has added another couple of assists from 9 games this term, and Sport claim that ten Hag really likes him. United have been following his performances closely. Barcelona are also keeping tabs on his progress. It is reported that the midfielder has the chance to impress manager Xavi in Tuesday's Champions League clash. The youngster had an impressive full season with Antwerp last term. He was a regular in the number 6 role as his club won the Belgian league title after 66 years. He also won more than 4 duels per outing. Vermeer has a potential weakness in the air, but he should only improve as he gains more first-team experience. The Belgian is currently working under manager Mark van Bommel, who was a fine defensive midfielder in his playing days. Hence, we are not surprised by his early development. If United are genuinely interested in signing him, they should make an early move ahead of Barcelona, who have become a lucrative destination for young talents. The Blaugrana are eager to sign a defensive midfielder in January, and Vermeer could emerge as an option if he impresses Xavi in the Champions League meetings. Borussia Dortmund have clear transfer stance on Manchester United star Jadon Sancho. Borussia Dortmund have no plans of pursuing the signature of Manchester United winger Jadon Sancho during the January transfer window, according to Sportbild. The England international was recently suspended by the Red Devils following his outburst over Erik ten Hag's comments over him after the Premier League defeat at Arsenal. Sancho is currently training away from the first-team squad, and reports claim that he won't be reintegrated into the manager's plans until he issues an apology. Amidst this, there has been speculation that he could leave the club in January. Dortmund have been linked with a reunion, but Sportbild clarify that they are not keen. The German publications state that the 23-year-old is simply not an issue for the club at the moment, but the winger could have other options in the winter transfer window. Sancho was phenomenal during his time in Germany with Dortmund. He scored 50 goals and provided 64 assists from just 137 appearances across all competitions. Since his move to Old Trafford, he has been playing in his shadow. He has just 12 goals and 6 assists from 82 appearances for United under multiple managers. Ten Hag recently dropped him from the squad after he was unimpressed by his intensity in training. The decision was justifiable, but no one expected Sancho to publicly criticize the manager for the same. As a result, Sancho has been banished from first-team training. He has refused to issue an apology to Ten Hag. This is the main reason behind his ongoing suspension. The attacker still has time on his hands to put things right. He needs to apologize for his mistake in the near future, or else he could risk the possibility of being sold. Manchester United's injured and unavailable 11 after Aaron Wan-Bissaka blow. Manchester United suffered another huge setback on Monday as they confirmed that a hamstring injury for right-back Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The 25-year-old could be out of action for up to 2 months, and the Red Devils now have a starting lineup of injured and unavailable players. Goalkeeper Tom Heaton has been on the sidelines since the curtain raiser. He picked up a calf injury and has yet to report to first-team training. Alongside Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia are other fullbacks who are out of action. Aside from the quartet, the Red Devils are also missing centre-back Raphael Varane. The Frenchman is not far off from making his injury comeback. Midfield duo Mason Mount and Sofiane Amrabat are also in the treatment room, but they are close to returning to first-team action. Varane, Mount and Amrabat are not far from returning to the field, and it remains to be seen whether they will be part of the travelling squad to face Bayern tomorrow. Ian Ladyman defends Ten Hag's decision to take off Rasmus Højlund in Brighton defeat. Mailsport editor Ian Ladyman has slammed Manchester United supporters for booing Erik Ten Hag after the manager took off Rasmus Højlund in the defeat to Brighton and Hove Albion. The result also saw Man United's dominance at the Theatre of Dreams ended, having embarked on a remarkable 31-game unbeaten streak before Saturday's embarrassment. While the club faithful were irritated by their side's performance, Ten Hag's decision to take off summer signing Højlund in the second half particularly irked the fans.